Minnesota Vikings are looking to add a little bit of stank to this porridge. That doesn't make sense. But they're looking to add 12 different names in this upcoming draft in a couple weeks. But there is still some room. There is a little bit of cap space, hashtag caps a myth, as well as space on this roster to add a couple of veteran free agents, potentially probably pretty cheap, both for depth as well as potential starters. So let's talk about 5 free agents that the Vikings must sign right meow. All right, so first one, the OG Ronald Leary. Come on down, be a Minnesota Viking. Turns 31 in April. A longtime veteran right guard, was a UDFA in 2012, spent the first 5 years of his career with the Cowboys, forming up one of the better offensive lines in football. Last 3 with the Broncos, signed a nice little free agent deal there. He had a very rough 2019, which the entire Broncos team did, frankly, at a 58.4 overall PFF grade, which is lower than Pat Elflein. One of the few starting NFL guards with a lower grade than Pat Elflein, but but of course, he had his best game of the season, Week 11, against the Vikings. Great, cool. But here's the thing: would not be insanely expensive. I think he may be floating out there just because teams don't want to mess up their compensatory picks right now, since he did have an expiring contract. But I think would be a nice veteran plug and play right guard. Just in case the kiddies Drew Samia or rookies TBD are ready to step up. Wouldn't mind Ron Leary at all. Number 2, free agent the Vikings should sign right now. Cornerback Aaron Colvin. Now, remember him, 28 years old, a 6 foot, a $191. He was the Oklahoma quarterback that was probably going to be late first, maybe a second round pick back in the day before tearing his ACL at the Senior Bowl. It was just a bad deal all the way around. Eventually fell to the 4th round, 2012, to Jacksonville. Ended up signing a big free agent, 2014. Ended up signing a big free agent deal with the Houston Texans in 2018. Now, he was cut a couple games into 2019 because he gave up a back-breaking game-losing play against the Saints, which is Bill O'Brien at work. Was eventually scooped up by Washington, spent the rest of the season there. Now, his PFF grades, after starting out extremely hot in limited duty 2014-2015, they've gotten substantially worse throughout the 6 years of his career. 2019 was obviously a mess. Didn't start out great in Houston and just coming in cold in Washington. But he's a guy that can play inside, can play outside. I think would be add some great versatility to the Vikings cornerback room right away. And he ain't going to cost a lot. Because I think the bloom is off the rose right now. He's looking to rehab his career a little bit. I think Aaron Colvin would be a nice little pickup here by the Vikings. Number 3, of course, the perpetual human reclamation project at wide receiver, Josh freaking Gordon. Let's go. The ultimate mama, I can change him. We can do this. Because 2013, I mean, we're still living off of what he did in 2013. It's like Imagine Dragons. Radioactive. 87 catches, league leading 1,646 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns with Norv. And his quarterbacks were like Brian Hoyer. Okay. Yeah. But he's been on an odyssey of suspensions as well as leaving team for mental health issues, which are fantastic. We want him to get that taken care of. And if he is ready to play again, okay. I mean, right as of right now, he's still on indefinite suspension because of PEDs, as well as he's on his 5th substance abuse charge. Now, since things have changed with the CBA, maybe that frees him up a little bit, but maybe he's grandfathered in. TBD. But he's only 28. Doesn't it feel like Josh Gordon's been in the league for 2 decades? But it's really been closer to 2 years. But yeah, just crazy. But just a big, strong, loves to get the friction on outside receiver. Nice little pair up with Thielen and BC. Sure. I mean, we took a shot on Michael Floyd, hometown guy, Cream Durham Hall. Why not Josh Gordon? Number 4. So this is a guy we talked about before, Jason Verrett. I love Jason Verrett, former stud there with the Chargers. Worked through a number of injuries. Spent last year with the Niners. He played like 4 snaps. Yeah. 28 years old, 5'10", $188. 2014 first-round pick by the Chargers back in the day out of TCU. Was a 2015 Pro Bowler, as well as he was tied for PFF's numero uno coverage grade in 2015 with a 90.9. So in the not so distant past, this guy was one of the creme de la creme cornerbacks in the league, worked through a couple injuries, but would be an extremely cheap signing if his body is up to it. And if the Vikings want to take this shot, I think it would be a nice little low risk, high reward spot. Lastly, in terms of the complete saying F it free agent signings, linebacker Mychal Kendricks. Yeah, 2012 second round pick by the Eagles. And if the name sounds familiar, oh yeah, he is brothers with Anthony Barton. No, he's Kendrick's brother, right? Played the last couple years with Seattle. Been a spot starter, played some special teams. Now, the thing about him is that, so in September 2018, he pled guilty to insider trader charges, right? So he has a prison sentence hanging over him. Now, it was supposed to be a maximum of 25 years. It's more likely going to be maybe 3 years, maybe 36 months, somewhere in there. But sentencing keeps getting pushed back and back and back. I think it's been pushed back 5 or 6 times now. So if it's pushed back past the duration of the 2020 season, if there is a 2020 season, why not? Why not bring him in? I mean, the Vikings could use some linebacker freshening. Kentrell Brothers is leaving for agency in all likelihood. So how about a guy who has some skill, be a decent backup, of course has hashtag chemistry with one of the linebackers already in the core. So why not? I say why not at that point. And that's it. That's our list of 5 free agents the Vikings need to sign right. Meow. Thoughts on the list? Anyone that we forgot who should be on the list, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up in the Venmo. Please give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.